Hello everybody, we're back with more Dungeon the Mad Mage. When we left our heroes, they were still deep in the subconscious of Matashtai, reliving a memory, but from the perspective of others. The Hearthguard coming to the rescue of Matashtai and his family, fighting against foes that didn't exist in the real past, against an ambush, and now that ambush has shifted as Matashtai's dream is invaded by a quarry. A Sukora manifests out of the form of the fallen inspired. The dream warps around the Hearthguard, and I need both Blend and Olar, or their controllers, to roll me. We're going to roll some scatter dice. You're going to roll a 1d4, and then you're going to roll a 1d100.
Rolled.
Fantabulous. Okay. We're going to go with Bones gets a 1, 2, 3, 4. Boop. Olar fades out. It just pops out of the room. Also pops out of the room. You guys rolled great. Well, the 96 was pretty bad, but fortunately you could only go so far. If you went to the west or the south, if you had rolled a 1 or a 2, you would have gone north, or
to the west.
You would have,
We did go to the west.
Yeah, I'm saying if going to the west or the south is the good directions, because there's only so much map in that direction. If you had gone north or east, there's way more map in that direction, so you would have teleported way farther. So nicely done. All right. We are going to shift into this combat. This is a different sort of combat. As
combat of the mind.
Well, I mean, it's still a combat of the mind. As this Sukora has invaded your dreams, Matashtai. And this is not you, as a Halaster, normally don't have to worry about this, because normally you don't dream.
Right.
So normally you don't have to worry about this type of thing. However, you are taught about it, and you know what can happen when a quarry invades a person's dreams, because a quarry is... They have to have quote-unquote willing subjects to invade and be hosted by. But their interpretation of what willing is a little fucking vague. Right?
Not actively fighting.
Exactly, right? So, you, Matashtai, realize as your subconscious is invaded by this Sukora quarry, this is really fucking bad. If you are not careful, this thing could take your subconscious. This thing could take your conscious. This thing could take you over entirely and wake you up in Waterdeep, in the Temple of the Saladrin, to murder your allies around you as they sleep.
That could be fun.
So less than ideal.
That'd be less than ideal, yeah.
There are some really bad possibilities that come from this situation. You need to fight this thing with everything you have, and you need to resist it as best you can.
Okay, cool. I will not hold back on any of my key points.
Right? Any of your key points. All right. Matashtai, top of the round. I need a mental saving throw.
I want to check something real quick.
Yeah, Hit me.
Give me a second.
Hit
Give
me.
me a second. Hold on.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. By the way, I'm really glad you don't have to fight your little sister.
I also am glad of that.
Yeah. Really, really, really glad. I was gonna feel really bad if that is what ended up happening, but I was still gonna do it.
Would have been dark, but cool.
It would have been really fucking dark.
No, all right, continue. I can't find any sort of bullshit to try and like argue for.
No. Okay.
No.
All right. Roll.
Anything that I would argue for like requires me to have some sort of control of the dream, and I just don't right now.
Fair enough. Well, Matashtai, please roll me a mental saving throw to see if you can control the dream. Because even though your mind is being invaded, the dream continues. The close proximity to Dalcor itself, to the actual kind of like the rest, the nesting place of the quarry.
I really wish my saving throws were Dex and Wisdom.
Right.
Wait, did we find a monk weakness? Holy shit! They
Absolutely.
exist!
I will never understand. Well, funny enough, they do have stuff to counter their weakness, right? Like, and I can dispel wisdom controlling things.
Yep.
But I don't save against them for shit.
Right.
Yeah. And dispelling them takes an action, doesn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
So that's a cost. All right.
They slow me for sure.
I am going to ask Matashtai, what do you want? This is your subconscious. You know your allies, or portions of your subconscious that you are mobilizing to fight against this quarry, right? You know some of them have been teleported away, but you can still sense them, right? Do you want to risk this thing turning on you and Hellion? So, Callum, do you want this thing to turn on you immediately, right? You or Hellion? Or do you want the warping of the dream to cause difficulty for your other allies?
Do not get one shot at the very beginning of this fight.
So my choice is fuck with me and Hellion or fuck with Blend and Olar.
Yep. You and Hellion are definitely the more hurt of the two groups.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
It might not matter, honestly.
Matt would never use the term greater good because it's not greater good, but it is the choice that needs to happen. So he chooses to have it affect Olar and Blend.
Hola.
Okay.
Is Matashtai making a this is for the best decision?
No, it is not for the best. It's for the not worst.
That's such a bullshit response. That is such a bullshit response.
No, okay. Here's my caveat. My problem with greater good is defining that everything else is bad. Like saving one person is bad.
Sure.
Like I don't like that. Like yes, this decision sucks, but I'm not going to pretend like it's a good choice.
Sure. I do not think either of these, truthfully, honestly, I do not think either of these decisions present a greater good decision. I just thought it was funny that you interpret or delivered it as an interpretation.
It's like it's the trolley car conundrum, right? Like, do you save 1? Do you save 5? Like,
Well, I mean,
obviously, you save 5, but that doesn't make you a good person because you did it.
the thing about this is all of these are just subconscious parts of your mind, Matashtai.
Yeah.
So any damage that you take is going to be damage to you. So sacrificing one portion isn't like sacrificing
Matt's
a person.
compassion doesn't care if their dreams are real people. It all matters.
Even Matt's compassion to his own portions of his subconscious count. All right. The dream warps. And what is going to happen is outside, the terrain begins to melt. Quagmire sticks to Olaf and Blend's feet. Everything out here is difficult terrain. That's the interpretation of the dream. Okay. It's Olar's turn. You have been teleported out. You can see you haven't been teleported far. You manifest just outside the room that you were just in. But you feel everything begin to suck at your feet. Sticky goop pulling at your legs and ankles. What do you do?
Everything outside here is difficult terrain.
Everything
okay.
outside is difficult terrain. Yep.
Alright, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, so 60. So I'll dash.
Okay.
Or, yeah, I'll dash.
You're going to action dash, or are you going to step the wind? Key point step the wind.
I'm going to key point step of the wind
Okay.
first.
Gotcha. Then yeah, you can
So
get
I'm at
get
60.
back inside. Yeah.
So set that open the window. 70,
Okay.
75. Okay, I'm
Olar's
here.
back. He back, baby. And you actually
I'm back.
see, right, like, it's not just your legs, like the ground begins to like seep up your back and try to like tether you, and you're kind of like there's strands that are snapping off of you as you're kind of like stepping into the window, trying to like, it's like the dream is trying to restrain you and pull you back away from this fight.
Okay, well, gross, but too damn bad. I'm here.
Too damn bad. He here.
You foul demon! I hear. Son.
Son. Here's the fun thing about this. This fucker did appear, and he had the chance of teleporting Hellion and Callum away, but he didn't. So he's still fucking flamed. So
That's right.
Olar just rolls up and starts tossing fucking sunbeams again. Son. 19 damage. Hella. Fuck yeah. Rays of sunlight pierce into the Sakura. Very nice.
That's all I can do. I don't think I can hurl this as my
Matashtai, I'm gonna say this right now because I'm thinking about it and I'll probably forget about it later. Matashtai can roll me a history check for his actual character, Matashtai.
History check. for
Yes.
Matashtai,
Your DC is
sorry.
15, and this is to see if you remember your teachings from the Presidium.
The fuck? No, I don't. -1. Here you go.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Wow.
I'd have given you some semblance of a doubt, but
Look,
motherfucker rolls
that's a
a
dirty
2
one at least.
with
I don't think I can explain to you how bad Matt was at actual study.
Oh God, you didn't learn shit.
The epitome of complete lack of book smarts.
You didn't fucking learn shit about the quarry.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, Ezra screams through the dream, hearing the thought of
God.
books.
damn, that's rough, my dude. All right, anything
I've
else for
learned
return,
more
Omar?
about your culture than you have. Your books.
That it for you, Zach?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right, the Sakura is up. Matashtai. You see this creature. I'm
He's
gonna
fucking one-shot me.
I'm gonna hit everyone again. You
Why?
see this. You see
Why?
this creature of
So
nightmares. Once
Very
again.
Slanesh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, totally a Slaneshi creature. Absolutely.
It's not sexy enough for Slanesh, though.
That's true. It needs boobs. If it had boobs,
It needs a little bit more sex appeal.
boobs, nipples,
I
and
mean,
maybe a peen.
or if the eyeballs were just vaginas, it'd be fine.
Well, it's completely
Oh, yeah.
lacking of a mouth, which is a
Yeah.
problem.
It needs a mouth, needs some titties, a vagina or a peen somewhere on there would be
Right,
good,
yeah.
right? Like,
But it's a good
absolutely.
base. It's a good base.
The
Base
color
concept.
scheme, great. The claws, great. The multiple hands, great. Definitely in the right direction.
The little baby hands.
The little baby hands for jerking you off, absolutely, 100%.
God,
100%.
that's fucked up.
This episode is tangent as fuck.
Oh no.
Oh god.
We apologize.
Okay. Okay. When the Sukora, you see, has two massive pincers and rows of these smaller clawed arms. The Sukora is going to reach out. One pincher to the north towards Hellion. That's a 23. Goddamn, I am rolling tonight. That is only 4 damage to you, Hellion. But you are grappled by that pincer. Now that the Sukora has something grappled, you see its tail, which isn't as fluid as it looks, isn't as flexible as it looks, actually is stiff and it looks like it's been like cut, has a hole with this dark liquid seeping from it. It's going to streak its stinger at you, Hellion. So stinger at a grappled target. 24. God damn it. Okay, I swear to God I can roll low. I can roll low. That is 8 piercing damage to Hellion and 11 psychic damage to Hellion.
Jesus fucking Christ. I can't get hit with that.
I'll just try not to.
Jay, that's to you.
Oh, to me. That
Yeah,
was okay. Yeah, that hits. That's
Yeah.
full damage.
You take
Wait. Do we have resistance on psychic?
You do not, because Matashtai doesn't currently have resistance to psychic.
Yeah, so Kalashtar typically do, but
Yeah, but we took away all of his Kalashtar stuff, basically. So that is 8 piercing and
well,
11
I have
psychic.
Are you sure? Because mental
Oh,
discipline, you
I'm
have
sorry.
resistance. To...
I forget. My bad. Because Hellion and Callum are actually both, in reality, Kalashtar.
yeah, they are Kalashtar themselves.
So, Matashtai's mental representation of them is with the capabilities of a Kalashtar, right? Or Kalashtar, right? So yes, you do actually have resistance to psychic. So
Then that will go down to 5.
you
right?
go down to 5, which is great because that means the DC for your saving throw, for your wisdom saving throw is a 5.
Okay.
As the stinger glances across you, or it doesn't glance across you. Oh god, you barely made it. Holy shit.
Good.
Matashtai, there's a vague memory screaming at you somewhere in a box somewhere about how Sukoras will use their stingers on grappled targets to inject their venom in them and put them to sleep so that they can then possess them. Because a sleeping target can't resist. Fair.
Makes
Okay.
sense. I follow that logic.
So, but this instance, this concept of Hellion resists the sleep effect from the stinger, which somewhat frustrates the Sukora. But even though it somewhat frustrates the Sukora, rather than using its claws, oh nope, I can't do that. I have to use the claws because I can only replace a pincer. It's frustrated at Hellion, and it decides that it's going to rip Hellion apart with the multitude of claws that come off of its serpentine torso. And its claws have advantage against grappled targets.
As one does, yeah.
Didn't need the advantage. 25 to hit. That is 11 slashing.
Don't have resistance to slashing.
Jay's so
but guess
fucking
what?
close to
Fucking
dead
hell.
right now. Jay
I'm
is
still
so
alive.
close to dead right now.
I'm still living.
This is one Sukora. I wanna remind everyone that
Yeah, no,
Bones?
they slap.
Bones and
And
Ezra,
they are the second weakest quarry of
and
six.
and you guys are invading this fucking dream world. This is what you've gotten yourselves into. I want you to know that.
It's
all right.
fun.
It's gonna be
I-
great.
I think it's super cool that you guys get to like find out some of the stuff that like I was all reading up on when I made Matt,
Super
like
cool.
all the quarry stuff
Yeah.
and like Eberron stuff. Like I would love to actually do a Eberron campaign at some point because it's really cool. Like
It's
there's a
a-
lot of really cool stuff.
Really cool world. Really cool world.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so that is a pincer attack, a stinger attack, and a claw attack. The Sukora is done. We are to Callum. Callum, you watch as Hellion is almost instantaneously eviscerated. Had the Sukora decided to go for you, you would be dead now.
I would absolutely be dead. He would have probably killed me twice over.
I've got this many.
All right. Well, Callum can't let Hellion go down. He's the leader. He's got to protect his crew. He goes in swinging.
Goes in swinging. 23 will hit. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we gotta spend that key point. Let's get a stun.
Here it
Key
is.
point stun. Is this your last key point?
It's the last key point. This one's gotta land.
Last key points.
Gotta land.
Gotta.
Sukora are relatively robust. They have a
Fuck.
high constitution. This thing has a +7. What is your DC as?
Oh, we're fucked. It's
as
a
Callum.
14.
It's a 14.
Oh,
So we
there's a
need
chance.
we need a 6 or lower.
So you're saying there's a chance? No, there wasn't.
No, there wasn't.
I'm rolling too high tonight. No dice. You slam your staff into this creature. It's a solid blow. But it is a hearty creature. Covered in this cracked carapace, its flesh undulating, rippling with its
God,
internal
stop
strength.
undulating.
Anything else you want to do? I mean, that was only one
Yeah.
attack, right?
I block him again.
Ooh, a 20
20.
hits? Yeah, absolutely.
Hit the bonkin.
Get the bonkin.
Yeah.
I block him
there we
again.
go.
I'm trying to take
bonked.
out like one of those 30 eyes.
Crack. Like, slam in the face. You see the eyes, you go swinging for this big, like, massive, almost like forehead facial kind of like structure, where these vulnerable eyes are, and you maybe hit a couple, but there's so many of them, and every time you strike, right before you strike, like, there's this mass of flesh that kind of like wells up, like exposed muscle that covers up over the eyes, defending them. So you're just real, and you see it kind of like blossom with bruising. So you're hurting it. It's just you're not like poking out in the eyes or anything. Anything else?
Okay. Can I take a moment to think, as Callum, leader of this Hearthguard squad, Is there anything I can recall from Kuori that might help me deter it from murdering my crew?
He's the leader of the bunch.
Okay, what things I'm thinking for, right, oh fuck, they hate water, they'll melt, or
Okay.
like shit like that, right?
Wicked Witch of the West stuff?
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
So, I will say this. I already let Matashtai roll to see if he could remember things.
Fair,
And
fair.
he rolled a 1. So, I don't think I'm going to let the subconscious entity within Matashtai roll. But I will.
I guess I
will
won't
say
use my
this.
favorite fishing lure to distract him.
I will say this though.
Is that a Twilight Princess
Whether-
reference?
Whether
No, it's one of the things I have on my sheet.
yeah.
Oh.
Whether Matashtai knows this, Column knows this. Matashtai might not have paid attention in class, but he knows whether he remembers all of the weaknesses or intricacies of the various quarry or anything like that. He knows the one thing that all quarry cannot resist, and that is a willing host. But whether that's useful information to Callum or not is an entirely different fucking matter.
Let her die a hero's death.
All right. Well, that's life. That's all I can do. Oh no, I got a punch. I got one more punch.
Do you have one more punch? You have one more punch.
I do.
Yeah, right.
As a bonus. Yep.
One more punch.
I'm gonna try and lift this stupid serpent thing off the ground with
You get
my
a
foot.
third punch without flurry?
Uno mas.
So you always get your
Based-
bonus action as unarmed.
yes.
Yep.
If you don't
Okay.
use it for anything
As
else.
a monk, because they're broken AF.
It's dual wielding with your fists.
We have dual wield.
It's dual wielding with your fists. Yes.
Broken AF.
Okay. 24 hits.
Tell
Absolutely.
me
Another-
more about
another-
your fucking I want to reroll anything I do bullshit.
True.
I like to reroll anything I do.
right.
I like it.
Alright.
It
Outside.
makes me competent.
Outside, Blend. The surface beneath you begins to muck and stick and draw up in these long ropey strands, trying to pull you down to prevent
That's
you
exciting.
from getting into the fight and helping Matashtai's subconscious throw off this Sukora. All of the terrain outside of the house is difficult terrain.
Oh, that's a bitch.
What do you wanna do?
Yeah, that overly complicates things. Let's move speed again. 45. I mean, fuck it. I'm just gonna try and get there ASAPly, so I'll burn a key point to Step of the Wind.
Sure.
And then I'll action dash.
Okay.
That gets me there.
Okay. Fantastic. So
I'm assuming I get 20 per, because 45 divided by 2 is 20.
Oh no, I would say if you're gonna go for it fully, it would be 45, 45, 45. So it'd be 90 plus. You'd get
135.
135 total. So if you want to go back to your starting point and measure
But
out,
that would be halved.
halved down to what would that be? 65 basically, right?
So I did 60, so I'd get 5.
Yeah, so you get 5 more. Okay. We want to give you the maximum you can get. So, unfortunately, due to the warping of Matashtai's dream and the teleportation and previous positioning of Blend, Unfortunately, Blenn's entire turn is taken up trying to get
I
back.
rolled a high on a
into the
D100 and it fucked me.
You did. You did. Absolutely. If you rolled like a 10, you'd have just popped to the other side of him.
Right, yeah.
Like, absolutely.
Gucci.
All
Coolio.
right. Hellion, this thing just fucked you up. You have no key left. You
Yep.
are on an empty tank. You got no booze in the flask.
Mm.
Oh, shit, you're
oh,
gonna
God.
lose.
Oh god,
Oh.
it's
Just let him die.
It's one of those moments, Mitch, where Hellion's actually going sober for a second.
No. No.
I get up.
Hold on,
I
let me check. Do I have any?
What
I got no alcohol.
I didn't hear no bell, and I start swinging.
Oh god.
16?
A
Can you
16.
also
A
do this
16
all day?
hits. These things don't have especially high AC. Actually, they're big, fleshy mouths. They do have this kind of like moving, undulating carapace, but they're not super hard to hit. 16
And
hits,
still have bonus
24
action
hits.
for,
Yeah,
for a
absolutely.
third.
Uh-huh.
All right. And 17. So...
17, all hits.
Hey, that's a pretty good round.
Minus
23 damage?
14, minus 9. Yeah, you're just... Hellion's gripped by this thing's pincers, just wailing, pummeling into it, doing the best that she can.
He's speed bagging his fucking face.
Matashtai, top of the round. The dream tries. You feel it jerking, pulling against you now as the actual Sukora invading your mind is trying to manipulate the dream against you. Roll a mental saving throw.
I so badly want to roll anything other than wisdom, but it's 0 or -1 on them.
You do you, fam.
Oh, that was Callum, but it's the same number.
Is it the same number?
It's still better than Ezra.
Oh, okay. The dream shifts again. I am going to give you a choice, Matashtai. Knowing what you know, this thing only has 2 targets in front of it. It will either, as the dream shifts against you, it will either attack one of those 2 targets, or seeing and hearing, knowing that people are coming up after it, the dream will try to distort and teleport someone, any of you 4, away from it. Which do you pick?
So it's a random chance who gets teleported away.
Random chance out of all 4 of you. So you could send yourself or Hellion away from this thing.
Or I tell it to attack one of the 2 of us.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's a 25% chance this is terrible, and it sends Olar away.
That's terrible.
Because you're healthy and can actually fight this thing.
Yeah, you're...
I'm not
Yeah,
really
you-
healthy, I'm old.
Well, he
Where
can't-
are you? I don't even know
he
where you
doesn't- he doesn't
are.
know where
On
you're
the
at,
other
Jake.
side of the wall.
He doesn't... He's very close. He's so close, Mitch.
I'm like 10 feet behind
so close.
Olar.
I have no vision of you. Like, you don't
Guys,
exist.
Yeah, we
Just
can't see
move.
shit.
Roll 20.
I walked 500 miles for you, bitch.
roll 20 vision. Thank you very much. Mwah, mwah to you.
Can't see shit.
That is
Like,
how
I'm working with
creative
what I got.
Wait, we got Mind Link. We could just say, hey, where are you?
And
That's
I
true.
would walk 500 more.
All right, what do
Actually,
you want?
Mind Link is specifically who you can see.
Oh, get fucked. Oh, all right, what do you want?
I think I have to take the teleport.
We're
I'm
gonna
real sad
We're gonna
when it's me.
rollies. All 4 of you roll.
Tell me what is Zach before we do this?
What? Huh?
What number is Zach before we do
Zach?
this?
No. All of you are going to roll, and the lowest number is going to get teleported.
Gets TP'd.
Oh, I got this. Okay, what number?
D20?
D20. Everyone
D20.
everyone rolls a D20, and whoever rolls lowest gets teleported.
I'm gone.
Fuck.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
oh
Gone.
fuck!
Bye, Hellion.
Oh, we all rolled shit.
I mean, I know Jay's not gonna be happy
Oh,
about
fuck,
being
Callum's
taken
so
out.
dead.
He's so fucking dead. He's so dead. Oh god. Okay, Hellion, roll me a 1d4 and a 1d100.
Do not roll high on the D100.
A 4
I
and a
rolled-
73. Fortunately, it doesn't matter how high you roll because you can only go so far to the west. So, boom, you are teleported.
Is
there.
that number of feet?
Yeah, basically, rounded.
I just went to the edge of the map.
Christ.
Yeah, he just got teleported to the edge of the map. Yeah.
I got some
You just
damage
got
in before I
teleported?
left.
You got teleported where I was.
Yep. Pretty much.
I
Okay.
come out and just heave.
I will
I'm
say,
sober,
fortunately,
goddammit.
the dream has shifted, so the whole like sticky outside Earth scenario that is no longer in effect. So no more difficult terrain outside.
Is this
Olar, right? Isn't it just Olar? You are inside. Hellion is teleported away. Column is on death's door, and if this quarry turns on him, he is going to fuck him up. What do you want to do?
Well, that's not ideal.
It's not
all right.
ideal, is it?
Callum looks back. I'm sorry for what I said earlier. Ola, you're great.
Yes, I am.
He keeps his distance and sends suns flying.
Yeah,
Oh,
Riley, you're just
no,
like, yeah, you got
no.
this.
And I start,
It's just like, that's unfortunate. I believe in you.
Yeah.
start
Oh,
the
God.
smacking. Smack.
Oh shit! Olar closes the distance, presents a second target, brings that fucking
Stunning strike.
advantage back into the game. That's a hit. Fuck yeah.
Stunning strike.
You gonna go for the stunning? He needs a. What's your DC? Because you guys might not have the same DC.
14.
14.
Or-
Oh, he's
needs a
also 14.
6 or lower. 6 or
Wise
lower.
boy.
No, definitely
Okay,
not.
double nat 20.
Definitely
You hear
not.
me?
In fact, I feel like I should punish you for the fact that I rolled 2 nat 20s.
No.
No.
Saving throws
No.
work.
I don't think you should do that.
that.
I try to stun him again.
All right,
This
let's
is a
fucking do it again.
democracy.
How much more Q do you have?
That's it.
That's it. Oh god. No dice.
Uh,
No fucking dice. It's possible,
Oh, well.
but just not probable.
Backhand.
Ay.
I don't know.
14 hits. 14 meets it. Absolutely. These squishy
14,
motherfuckers.
Okay.
These squishy, fleshy little bitches.
All right. Well, that's all I can do.
Wonderful.
Full aggro.
Okay.
I try to get it to attack me by appearing old and feeble.
I'm so easy to hit.
That's the
It
worst
hurt
thing.
my arm. I'm so less able to resist
He
now.
wants strength. They want strength.
That's the worst thing you could do. They want young, strong backs.
Virile.
Take
In
them
my
for
virile, Jesus Christ.
virile.
In my mind, I was fully expecting the word supple to make its way in there.
Supple.
God.
Oh, well, I didn't know about any of that. So it is what it is.
I was trying to avoid nubile or whatever, right?
Oh,
Like, but then
yeah,
fucking
that's-
Jake hit me with that virile, and I was like, oh,
Virile.
I think virile's better than nubile.
yeah, probably. All right.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. Sukora
Barely.
Kori.
It's not much better, but it is better.
It has a priority queue.
Alright.
I am not going to tell you what that priority queue is, but if you're paying close attention to the previous turn and
Nope.
to this turn, you might figure out what that priority queue is. Its claw streaks out towards Olar.
Oh, it's things that have
Last
smacked
person to
it.
hit it. Yeah.
Okay.
Pincer. 16 to hit.
That does hit. Yes, that
Just
meets it.
hits. 4 bludgeoning damage to Olar. and Olar is grappled. Now that Olar is grappled, the Sukora is going to try to use its stinger on him. That is a 14. That is a miss.
Nice.
Which means that Olar doesn't have a chance of being put to sleep.
God, Olar, you're so cool.
Which means Olar doesn't in the future have a chance of being possessed. But it does also mean that the Sukora is pissed and going to try to rend Olar asunder with its claws, which it has advantage on because
gonna do that
Olar
anyway.
is pincered.
Still miss. Oh, no, that's a pincer.
19.
That does hit, yes.
16 slashing
Good
damage.
God.
As a multitude of
Nice.
claws
Small
begin
amount
to
of damage.
scrabble and rip and eviscerate Olar.
I'm
Jeez,
still I'm
advantage
good.
against grappled and disadvantage. So if you're not grabbed, those things suck. But
Yep, but if you're
interesting.
grabbed, those things
That's
will
neat.
fuck
That's
you
neat.
up.
I like that. That's
Yep.
that's a neat little mechanic.
Yep, I thought so. Thank you. Thank you. I thought it was very cool. Let's go. Column, don't shit the bed. Don't
shit the bed.
Don't shit the bed.
Don't
Don't shit the bed.
Cracking the staff.
19 hits.
Gabop.
Gabop.
Cracking the staff again. Gabop.
Gabop.
And then roundhouse kick to the side of the head. Bop.
Goodbye.
It's been...
That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of fucking damage.
That is a lot of...
29
That's some
damage,
really
yeah.
good rolling. 29 damage. It has been... I want you all to know. I love playing this game with you all. I love playing this game so much. It's been such a long time since I have played this game and tapped a fucking monk out of its key points. And now I've tapped 3 monks out of their key points, and god damn, it feels fucking good.
You have tapped me out a few times.
I have tapped you out a few times, but it's been a while. The higher level you get, the more key you get, and nowadays it just feels
and
like
it's short rest
just
to get it
getting
back.
you
and...
low is a fucking accomplishment. But these low-level monks, they ain't got shit in the tank.
Yeah, they go quick.
So it goes.
So what you're
real
saying is
fucking
I should
quick.
not burn my last key point. Got it.
Column.
I will be the holdup.
You unleash. You see Hellion teleported away. Olar flanks this fucker and unleashes on him, but is in turn beset and viciously mauled. You steel yourself. You hold your emotions. You don't shut down. You don't stop caring. You just do what needs to be done. Follow your forms, slamming your staff, your body into this creature over and over again. And it still stands. Blend, you're up.
Slam your staff harder.
Slam that staff harder, Mitch. Gosh.
Over
God.
and over again. Just keep slamming your staff.
I just kept slamming.
Look. You gotta just slam it. Hammer it in. You're up.
So I no longer am dealing with difficult terrain.
You are no longer dealing with difficult terrain. You would only have 10 feet of it anyways.
Jump through the window.
10. 20. 35.
Fuck yeah. You rush back into the fight. The Sukora holding Olar by the waist aloft, its multitude of claws ripping into it. The older man just barely ducking out of the way, grabbing the stinger and trying to keep it away from himself.
I immediately take a swipe with my short sword, or a stab with my short sword.
Short stab!
That's
7 damage.
Yes.
That's a hit.
And then my Donkey Kong ancestral poundage happens.
I wanna. I
So,
wanna.
anyways, he starts pounding.
Yeah.
I want to ask you how do you want to do this, but you've already. you turn this meat sack into mulch.
Oh,
Into
Yeah, I do.
bits of flesh.
Magoo.
You're just beating it off over here.
Oh God, no.
Well, okay, it's officially Slaneshi.
It's so
It's
Slaneshi.
Slaneshi now. You made it Slaneshi.
Oh god. the astral fists of Blen's
That's
visage
right.
slam
Let's fist
down onto this Sukora, and it tries to weather your blows. It rears up one of its pincers, still holding Olar, but you unleash a fury deep within yourself, and you don't stop. You just keep slamming down onto this creature. And a few moments pass, but you're not sure if a Sukora actually has bones, or if they're more like snakes, like cartilage.
They don't have
that type of
bones.
scenario, right? Like,
Abomination.
absolutely, they're bubblegum abominations, actually. And you basically just hammer into the flesh and carapace of this thing repeatedly. After a few moments, its arm snaps, and it kind of like detaches its claw from Olar. And you pummel it into a paste. The Sukora falls. The invading presence within columns within Matashtai's mind. Sorry, actually.
All right, Ashes, don't fuck up this time.
It dissipates. And a few moments pass as the Hearthguard, as the remnants, these memory defenders of Matashtai kind of hold for a moment, right? And you realize that you have succeeded. You've won. You have defended the dream. You've defeated the inspired. You have defeated this invading quarry spirit. But there's a pain in your mind, Matashtai.
Yeah,
You
I
didn't-
got brain pain.
You didn't fully win.
Brain pan.
And you hear, after the battle subsides, you still hear that pained wail of loss. A young girl's scream. Your selected victory condition was defending the family, and that victory condition has failed at hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
Not by much, but it did fail. You lose 2 hit dice from the failure.
Okay.
That could have been worse.
Could have been
Could have
much
been
worse.
worse.
Could have been much worse. You also lose 30 HP as your representation within your own mind, Callum, is sitting on 15 out of 45 health.
Okay. Cool. I'm at half HP, about.
You feel a presence in your mind.
Dang, I took 50 Ow.
How did you take so much damage?
I took 20 from when I died.
When
as-
young Matashtai died,
well,
he took 20
when
directly.
Baby Matt died, I took 20, and then I took another 30 there.
Gotcha. Yep. Get good.
Poor little baby Matt.
You chose them targeting you.
Yeah, well, I kind of forgot that Matt had 1 HP left.
Fair. Very fair. That was a no-win situation. Young Matashtai could have died. Farah, your mother, could have died. And had you chosen your father, well, there were 2 bandits up there to potentially attack him. So that also could have led to death. Sometimes, as Matashtai unfortunately has found out in life, even though he is probably somewhat of an idealist, sometimes there isn't a good choice. Sometimes you just make the best of it.
For the greater good.
For what's
You feel
right.
staff whack you between the legs.
For what is right in the moment. For what is the best that you can do or that you feel like you can do at that moment. Which is often to the detriment of yourself, for better or worse. You feel a presence in your mind. Not unfamiliar. Emislaria, your moon elf dream guide. Are you okay? All right, go ahead.
Oh.
I've remembered
Been
something.
better. Is what dreams are always like?
Definitely no. This place, which this Dalcor, the home of the quarry. I've never seen such hostility. The dreamscape in Toril is not like this. They're bad things, yes. Things to be wary of, but this is an infestation. This is it's only gonna get worse from here.
Well, that's nice to hear.
We can turn back. I'm not saying that I want to. I'm here. I will lead you all as best as I can. But knowing now what you face, that we're just on the edge of their realm, and now we seek to enter. You still want to continue?
I can't leave her.
I just can't quit you.
Fuck.
That's real good. That's real good. I hate it, and the only reason I think it's real good is because I got real emotional in that scene, so it's actually real good. Let's go.
Alright.
Your friends are waiting.
Alright. Let's go.
You feel yourself, your consciousness, bundled up, collected, bound. And the dream diminishes, fades. Ashes, bones,
Final Fantasy X.
Ezrah.
Hi.
Oh, like
Oh.
to Xanarkand?
Yeah,
It's like to Xanarkand, yeah, a little bit.
Oh, I felt that.
absolutely.
The following moments after the attempted invasion of Matashtai's dream happen quickly. Those of you that succeeded in defending the dream find your consciousness contorted. Your contact with the creatures that had attempted to invade his dream, it binds you. It stiffens your muscles, your reaction, if you can call that a concept within a dream, right? It makes you move slow, think slow. But it does begin to wear off eventually. Ashes, there's no real delay in your reaction, in your perception.
You fucked up.
You failed to rebuff the creature. You see the right of you. Again, direction and space is distorted here, but the perception of the right of Matashtai's diminished dream. These lines, waving lines of black and purple on a endless horizon of silvers and golds and various spheres of different hues. It almost feels as if there are hundreds of eyes watching you. Long moment passes, and then you all feel more presences. Anaslaria pushes out of the dream, and you see the dream into a sphere condensed down into the consciousness of Matashtai. Finally, here on the periphery of Dalcor, the party is once again brought together under the guidance of Anaslaria.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey guys.
Is everyone good?
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm better, but
We
Does-
can,
all right.
do
we
we?
can reconcile afterwards, but is everyone here and good?
I think, like, I mean, as best as we can in a dream, right? This is a dream,
Yeah.
right?
No, this is real.
I'm good. Look at all these bones I got. I
I
manifest a bunch of
tapped
bones.
Zalara. See, hey, you good? Zalara, you there?
You feel this, you kind of hear this kind of like mumbled response as if outside of the sphere of a dream, it's hard for Zalara to manifest.
Okay. All right.
But you do feel her presence.
All right. Okay. All right. So what do we do next?
Anaslaria pipes up. Now that we're all together, we go there. And you're all like these little balls of light. You're not beings, so she doesn't gesture, but you feel this push, this directional kind of like impulse towards that warp of black and purple. We head towards the center. We breach the interior of Dalcor. And as we do so, we use Matashtai's connection with Velena to guide us to her.
Sweet.
Make
Lead
it
the way.
happen.
All right.
Should say there might not be many moments. There may be a few, but there might not be many moments for us to rest once we enter. You should all
Can we
take a
take me out and
breather
do so?
while you can.
And you fall asleep in a dream?
You may all gain the benefits of a short rest,
Yeah.
which is where the whole losing hit dice and health now comes into play.
Yeah.
So
92. Good
some
enough.
of you have lost a little bit of some hit dice. Others have lost a lot of hit dice. Some of you have lost health. Others have lost a lot of health. So this is where that now comes into play as the results of your success within your own personal dreams
Those are really good rolls.
now actually matters. Yeah, hot damn, Matashtai, those are really good rolls. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah,
11,
I'm
11,
6
12,
off
11,
from
9.
max.
God damn. Holy fuck.
Kind of as we're taking this kind of breather and resting up a little bit, Matt just kind of looks at the guys and says, I just want you guys to know I really appreciate you coming with. And I know this isn't like some of our other adventures, and we don't really know what we're getting into, but you being here really means something, and I appreciate it.
No
I
problem.
mean,
I mean,
Where else would we be?
she's our ally. I mean, just as much as you are. We do the same for you.
And I think she'd like to hear that when we find her. I'm kind of hoping you guys get to actually, like, see her and talk to her when we find her. I don't really know how that'll work.
I think I might have been the
Being
only
here.
person that's kind of talked to her, actually.
Yeah, I think
So,
so.
Because of the whole
Yeah,
the Lara
telepathic
Velena
thing.
Yeah.
telepathy thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or mental scenario. Yeah.
But
Everyone gains 500 experience for the success within Matashtai stream.
So much math, Jeremy. Damn it.
130370.
nice. Spot on. Cool.
Does anyone else have anything else? Want to say anything? Talk about anything? Do anything?
No.
Let's
Going
get her
once?
home and get back to work.
Twice. Amos Laria begins to guide the party forward towards that warp of black purple. She does. She speaks to each of you. I'm not gonna pry. Each of you has... I mean, everyone has things that they're dealing with. But I think you should all know that you're not alone. I mean, you all followed one man into a dream. So I hope you know that, but sometimes it's nice to have it said. And this may be a little invasive, and if you aren't happy with me afterwards, I understand, but I'm gonna say it anyways, but I've been inside each of your heads, and you should all know that each of you came to defend each other within your consciousness, within your subconscious. You're not alone. And that means something, because that's not something that everyone has. Matashtai, we're gonna breach the inner sphere soon. When we do, we need to find your friend as fast as we can.
How can I help? What do you need me to do?
Roll well.
I need you to think about her. I need you to think about the memories.
I would like to ethereal slap Ezra real quick.
I mean, he's not wrong, but yeah, right?
That was more a Jakeism than a
Yeah,
Ezraism.
absolutely. Look,
Ezra gets punished for your transgression.
sometimes we have to.
What happens?
Sometimes we have to punish the in-game for the hubris out of game.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh.
MS Laria, she says, I need you to think about her. I need you to remember things about her. Your attachment to one another, the experiences that you've shared, the core of your relationship will be our guide. It will tether us together within the storm that is this inner sphere of Dalcor. And hopefully lead us on the straightest path towards your friend. This is gonna be difficult. Don't get frustrated. A few failures don't matter as long as we succeed in the end. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
That being said, let's try to fail as little as possible, right?
Okay.
Guided by the moon elf Amislaria, the party moves forward, passing through the dreamscape that is the outer periphery of Dalcor. That distance of shifting black and purple never really gets any closer, but you suddenly know immediately when you cross the boundary between the periphery and the inner circle of Dalcor. All of the spheres, all of the dreams disappear. Nothing makes it inside here without being brought. And nothing wants to be brought. You have entered the realm of the quarry. Matashtai, feel pulse, chest, a connection. It's been there this whole time. Dull, quiet. But now it blossoms. Your purpose, your intent, its catalyst. And your relationship with Valena, the guidepost. Before we end tonight, we are going to make first, potentially many rolls. we are going to roll for the connection between Matashtai and Valina. A connection that has been influenced by the multitude of choices that Mitch, as Matashtai, has made throughout this campaign.
Oh boy.
And I'm
No
going to
pressure.
be extremely transparent. Valina and Matashtai, they arrived upon the face of Faerun, had an automatic +5 to their relationship meter, as you might, to show what they had been through in the past, their identity together, where they were going. They have shared a lot of things over the years that we have actually played.
The 181 episodes, is that what you said?
181. And I have been keeping track of things that truly caused Valina to feel closer to Matashtai, or that made her feel more distant from Matashtai. And I'm going to read them off
Oh god.
right now.
Oh, oh no. It's confession time.
Allowing Haleth Gark to strangle a defenseless Midna Tauberth on the 2nd level of the dungeon. -1 to your renown with Valina. Saving Davlin, taking him back to his grandfather, even at the loss of an easy alliance with the Sargoth Coven on the 3rd floor and within Skullport. +1. Risking your own safety and the safety of your party to rescue a not so random soldier from lycanthropy, Callow, +1. Placing the burden of an unknown future individual instead of dealing with the demon Varashtu yourself. -1. Acting with intense selfish concern to your own goal, bordering on the greater good when you tricked Skella into the situation that you did. -1. Realizing that perhaps you were losing your way. Going on a trip to get closer to Boldre and meeting at Zeradoa, +1. Assisting in relocating the Skull Takers with high risk and dubious fucking reward because you believed it was
Dubious.
right and you believed supporting your ally, +1.
Not dubious.
Abandoning Jalester Silvermane and the Lord's Alliance in the Xanathar's lair, -1. Realizing your desire to be better with people and actually acting upon it. Seeking out training, trying to better yourself, +1. Returning Risk to the Blacktongue tribe and fighting desperately for their liberation, +1. Freely giving over an artifact that can control people's minds to a school of, at best, dubious wizards and at worst,
Fucking knew that was
Maniacs,
gonna give us.
-1. Caring enough about Wolf, keep trying to make things better for him over and over and over again. +1. Not giving into the greater good concept. Risking everything to save Dirzana Freth and Arachnafang. 2 lives amidst everything else that you and your allies represent. Getting yourself into this situation, losing your best friend. +1. A lot of pluses and minuses over the course of several years. Or over the course of a few months in the actual campaign. That gives a final value of a +8.
Mm.
Your
Right.
relationship with Valenna has moved in a positive direction by 3 points over the course of your time.
I gotta be
Pedro.
better. I could have had so many more points.
It's a lot of hard choices. It's a lot of difficult choices in the moment. And Valenna
Or
knows.
maybe don't get disintegrated again. You know, just
Hey,
Don't
that
do
was a
that.
+1, actually.
Yeah, getting disintegrated was a +1.
Like- Oh. You need to use this relationship that you have built with Valenna to try to trace her. Emislaria, as your guide within the dream, will use this connection. So basically, you're rolling a d20 with a +8. Each
Okay.
time that you roll is going to decrease the overall DC. Emislaria is guiding you. As she has said, failure isn't the end of everything. You want as few failures as possible. Your first DC is 25.
Oh.
It's possible with a +8. Would have been more likely with more. But
All right.
it's possible. Go ahead and roll.
Believe it. Oh.
Damn.
Nice try. Nice try. Emislaria asks you to think about Valenna, to focus on her, to bear your connection, to be vulnerable. Is your failure in this first roll representative of the difficulty of showing vulnerability? Or is it just that at the end of the day, though you two do care for each other, sometimes your ideals struggle to coexist?
Are you giving me a choice? Or
If you want to speak on it, you can, but you don't have to.
probably both, honestly.
As is much of life, it's a little spread of everything, isn't it? A little column A, a little column B, a little column C. Little column. It's a little column.
Little
Callum.
column.
Little Callum.
Shut up.
Emislaria guides you through the dream. But on a 22, do not succeed in finding Valena in your initial foray. The dream begins to shift around you. You find yourself in a strange place. Star-filled sky, twisting portions, structures, a multicolored flattened plane, a disc, a clock, a coin, spinning, massive, spiraling through the sky. You feel the presence of others. Others that feel the presence of intruders into the heart of Dalcor. The quest to find and rescue Valena has truly begun in earnest, as the party is now breached into the core of Dalcor. You have met and defeated your first quarry within Matashtai's mind. And now it's a race to find Valena and get out with her before the amount of quarry that come for you becomes overwhelming. We'll see if we succeed next time. Well, we'll start to see if we succeed next time. See you next week for more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.